Hello guys, it is I, Pharos, and in this video I want to talk about basically Donald Glover and Childish Gambino. That's like the most vague way I can put it. So as a disclaimer, before I begin, this isn't any kind of character analysis, this is no type of personality analysis, this is simply my observation and 2 cents on the matter. So recently I had posted a video on my, less than a minute video on my Instagram page, yeah, you should go and follow, of basically Donald Glover in a 2011 Skype call interview with MTV News. It was around the time when his, I guess, Camp album was rolling out. And under the post, somebody had commented this is when he was more Donald Glover rather than Childish Gambino, just basically saying the same person that he was in that video isn't the same person that we see today. And honestly, those are thoughts that I sometimes have when I go and like revisit a lot of his older stuff from like 2012 and like prior. So again, I would say that this isn't really a bad thing. He just, to me, he really just grown as an artist and a person. I think the reason why a lot of us feel very nostalgia, like, I guess, induced by like the older Donald, not the older, but the younger Donald, is because before he was like introduced to us or given to us as like a person that was very bright and almost an extroverted personality, and very silly and like relatable. And you know, a lot of the roles that he had in the past, like Troy, and like in some parts in like Derek Comedy, and every like movie, like in like even the Muppets, he always had very silly characters, and we I guess we are very like, I guess, fixed on that one because that's just who we were introduced to. That those were our first impressions. And you know, as the years went on, he became more of like a very serious person, like that, you know, that emphasized with, because the internet emphasized with Atlanta, Magic Mike, he's got more mature roles. And you know, he, even as like a person, like in interviews, he like started getting more serious and serious. And I guess that sort of like put people off. And you know, I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily. He just grew as a person, and you know, he went through a lot of stuff in between that. Remember that period where it was like, because the internet, he like basically told the world his fears, what he was afraid of. You know, he said that people have died in his life. It was around, that's like before he left Community. He like started to change as a person. And like even then, there was like an article that I had read where he was on tour in Australia, and he basically said that he was going to off himself during that because he was just going through a lot during that time. Thankfully, he's a better person now. He has like a wife, girlfriend, whatever you like to call her, you know, and 2 children. So he's in a much better place now, and that's really all that matters. You know, he went from Childish Gambino to like mature Gambino, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's great, if anything, but yeah, I don't see him being any different from the person he was back then compared to now as a bad thing. He literally just growed into a, you know, I guess, a more mature person. Yeah, as do all of us do, hopefully. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video. What do you guys think in terms of this topic? This is something I wanted to, you know, talk about for some time now. I did make a video on this in the sort of like somewhat like it in the past. It was when he was on SNL, and basically he wrote on like a note or signed like a book with his pictures in it saying, you know, thanks, that him allowing him to be silly again. And, you know, that almost sounds a bit concerning, but you know, that was last year. You know, I'm sure he again is in a much better place now. So anyways, that's really all I want to talk about. Yeah, what do you guys think, as I said before? And yeah, see you guys in the next one.